Hey everyone, Steven from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NBA on Wednesday, April 6th, 2022. We're going to have NBA player props, spreads, over-unders here for you today. We're going to have 3 picks that I think are great value bets for the Wednesday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you for your continued support here on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. As always, just can't wait to get there with you guys. We'll be doing a parlay giveaway once we get there. Exciting news here at the channel, guys. We are now partnered with Prize Picks. So if you use our code SFP or the link that we have down below, you'll get a 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit. Really a great app, a lot of fun to use. They cover a lot of different things, a lot of different, we pretty much bet on anything, player props. You could even bet on, gaming, all sorts of different things. Really great and a lot of fun to use. So highly encourage you to check that out. Be sure to also check out our community Discord page as well. It's a great place to connect with our community. We'll have a link down below in the comment section and in the description. Great place to get new ideas for bets and just to chat about sports. Also, be sure to drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. We'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, now a quick shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. So you see this beautiful list here running beside me of all of our Straight Fire MVPs. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there is a join button down below. We'll also have a link in the comment section and in the description where you can check that out. Just a great way to support the channel and what we do here at the channel, guys. It's just $3.99 per month. And like I said, it really goes a long way in supporting us. You get some custom emojis and things of that nature. Okay, now results from the previous episode. So for our comment cappers, we had a lot of call-outs that hit. We had Tyrone Will calling the Jalen Green over 3.5 threes. Cash that. We had David Bales calling the Anthony Edwards over 8.5 rebounds assists. Cash that. We had Elliot Nelson calling the Miles Bridges over 3.5 assists. Cash that. We had Bill Farrell calling the Memphis Grizzlies team total over 110.5. Cash that as well. We had T. Franco calling the Jalen Green over 30.5 PRAs. Cash that one as well. We had Bet with the Boys calling the Washington Wizards plus 12.5 spread. They actually ended up winning that game, so great call there. We had Travis Hortman calling the Brook Lopez over 14.5 points and rebounds. He finished with 35. So great calls there from our comment cappers. As far as the stream results, it was a tough day, guys. We ended up going 1-3. We were able to cash the Terry Rozier under 19.5 points. He finishes with 16, so we were able to cash that bet. We missed on the Drew Holiday over 30.5 PRAs. That one bothered me the most of any pick of all, on the night. He finishes on the hook with 30, gets pulled with about 5 or 6 minutes to go there in the fourth. He was going to for sure get there if he just stayed in the game a little bit longer, but the lead just stretched out a little too far, and they brought the starters off the floor, which really was a bummer because I was really counting that one as a win. And then he got pulled off the floor. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then we missed on Darius Garland over 2.5 threes. He finishes with 2. He had a late 3-point attempt to try to extend the game out, and he missed. And, that's how we ended up losing that one. He didn't have any threes in the first half, though. Cavs had a lot of threes themselves, but not Darius Garland. So he ends up finishing with 2. We lose on that one. And then the Hawks plus 4 spread. They had a late 103-102 lead with about 3.5 minutes to go. And they end up not being able to cover positive points here, which was, again, another bummer. So, really tough night, guys. Tough luck night. We could have easily, honestly, gone 4-0 with all those. We could have gotten there. All of them were pretty close. We just didn't get there. But we're going to get back after it today, guys. We're going to get this 3-0. So, let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we are going with Al Horford over 21.5 PRAs here for the Boston Celtics at minus 106 odds. So, guys, ever since Robert Williams went down with that injury a few games ago, Al Horford is 3-0 to this line. He's got logs of 24, 33, and 25. So he's performed very well here, and he's done a little bit of everything, which is why I love his PRAs so much. And he's trying to match up here with the Chicago Bulls. Honestly, have not been a good defensive team lately. They have the 7th worst defensive rating over the last 10 games. They're allowing the 8th most rebounds, the 10th most points, and the 19th most assists over the last 10. Which obviously points and rebounds is what we're looking at here mostly on Horford anyway. Now he has been also dropping some assists as well, so we'd love to see that as well. Horford is already 2-0 this season versus the Bulls as well. Even with Robert Williams in the lineup, he had 33 PRAs and 24 versus the Bulls already this season. So he's already done very well. And here recently for power forwards versus the Bulls, we talked about Brook Lopez in the comments, how Travis Hortman called the over points and rebounds. Well, yeah, he dropped 35, and that was the most comparable player I could think of to Al Horford. Brook Lopez loves to shoot the three. So does Al Horford. He can shoot the three as well. Big men. Older. They're both a lot older. So they both really do compare. So I think Al Horford, this is a great spot for him. He's off the radar, obviously. You know, if you got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum on the floor, there ain't a lot of people too worried about Al Horford, right? So he doesn't garner a lot of that negative attention, like doubles and stuff like that. You don't got to worry about that with a guy like Al Horford. And this is such a low line. This is such a reasonable line for him. Like I said, he could get there. He could get there with just points. He got there with just about points in one of the matchups versus the Bulls. I believe he had 20 points. So, you know, he's capable. You know, he had one game here recently where he had 15 rebounds. So that's why I love what he could do all together. He's had, you know, dropped 6 assists, you know, the last couple of games here lately as well. So he's really been just getting it done all the way around, which is why I love it. Now, a few other power forwards that had success here recently. Nicholas Batum had 24 PRAs. Hakamara for the Wizards had 25. Julius Randle had 22, but he only played 28 minutes that day, but he ended up finishing with like 13 rebounds. He didn't really score much. And then we had Lauri Markkanen finishing with 25 PRAs. So overall, this is just a solid matchup for Horford and his usage, and you know how the Celtics use him obviously has changed a little bit here with Robert Williams going down. He's definitely turned into more of the primary rebounder, you know, grabbing a lot of rebounds and stuff like that. Even dropping more assists. So, love it, guys. For our number one pick, probably my favorite play of the day, Al Horford over 21.5 PRAs here for the Boston Celtics at -106 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Luka Doncic over 28.5 points here for the Dallas Mavericks at -104 odds. So, guys, this line feels incredibly trappy. I'm not going to lie, but there are some specific reasons why I do like this bet. Doncic is 5 out of his last 5 to this line. He's 4 out of 4 in his career versus the Pistons to this line as well. And he's also 4 out of his last 5 here on the road to this line as well, which is where this game will be here in Detroit. And I think this is just too low of a line and honestly kind of disrespectful for a guy like Luka Doncic. And, you know, the thing is like, I know the Pistons have been a lot better defensively. They really have. And they've been better against guards. You know, they're 5th in defensive rating over the last 10 games. The Pistons really have played much better on the defensive side. However, they're not going to be able to hold down a star like this. It's not every night they play a guy like Luka Doncic. You know, honestly, I think that's the thing here. You look at some of the people that they've played, I wouldn't expect them to get, you know, a line like this or to score that many points. But you look at a guy like Doncic, it's just too hard to contain him. He's just too good. And so I think he could still take advantage of the Pistons, who honestly have a lot of moving pieces, right? Pistons, who knows what they're going to do with the lineup, you know, in the last few games of the season. That's kind of what makes betting in the NBA in April very interesting, because you don't know what coaches are going to do. We saw one game with the Pistons here, you know, they took Cade Cunningham, Stewart, and another guy off the floor 8 minutes in and never brought him back. You know, obviously, you know, you just can't anticipate that stuff. Now, the Mavericks, this is what we can trust. The Mavericks still have a lot to play for. Luka Doncic is going to get his normal workload. The only thing you'd worry about here is a potential blowout. Now, the one thing I do like about the Pistons, say what you want about them, doesn't matter who they seem to have in there in the lineup, they cover spreads. They're keeping games close. It doesn't really matter. Right now, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart all slated to play. Again, what does that mean as far as what, you know, Coach Casey decides to actually do? Not sure, but we're going to go off what we know. The Mavericks have a lot to play for. The Pistons have been covering spreads since the All-Star break like no one's business, which means this game could be close. And honestly, here's the other thing why I really love this bet. And this is kind of an under-the-radar type of thing. Luka Doncic's name is still mentioned in the MVP race. Now, he's probably not going to win MVP. He's got like plus 12,000 odds on FanDuel if you look it up right now. He's 5th in NBA as far as odds for MVP. Right now it's Jokic, it's Embiid, and it's Giannis. And those are pretty much your big 3 that actually have a chance to win it. But Doncic is back there at 5th, 12,000 odds. Now you'll notice all of our MVP candidates that are even mentioned in that breath have all been performing great at the end of the season. They're all trying to make their case. So Doncic, even though a long shot, I still think he's going to try and make his case. So I don't think it's coincidence that he's 5 out of his last 5 to this line. I think a lot of it is this motivation for MVP. I think he still thinks he has a chance. And, he still technically does. He's probably not going to win it, but he definitely wants to make it known who he is. Obviously, we've seen Jokic and Embiid absolutely tearing up. Same thing with Giannis and Devin Booker. These guys are all scoring just about 30 plus every night, all posting huge games. And I think we'll see this again from Doncic. I think that's a big reason why, honestly, which is weird because that's not something you can really measure, his motivation. But I think it's there. I think he still wants to be mentioned. He wants to have a shot. And honestly, he still technically has a shot. But like I said, not really. But I still think he's going to perform great here. He's going to only score 30 plus tonight. Pistons can keep this relatively close. I love it there, guys. For a number 2 pick, Luka Doncic over 28.5 points here for the Dallas Mavericks at minus 104 odds. Okay, and finally at number 3, we are rolling with the Brooklyn Nets minus 4.5 spread here versus the New York Knicks at minus 115 odds. So guys, the Nets are 22-17-1 on the road against the spread, which is honestly pretty solid. They're also 12-10 as a road favorite, which is really good. But why I really love this is one thing we know about the Knicks this season: they have not played well at the Garden. They are 15-24 at home against the spread. They are 4-10 at home as a underdog against the spread as well. So obviously it's not very good. They have not performed well at the Garden. They honestly don't have anything left to play for. There's no Julius Randle today. The injuries have really stacked up here for the Knicks. They've lost Kemba Walker this year, Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish. They've lost a lot of players this year. And obviously now with no Randle, I think the Nets should be able to take care of business here. Nets are also getting healthier as well. They got Bruce Brown finally back in the lineup as well. And Seth Curry is also listed as questionable, so hoping he could play as well. That would be nice. But even still, I think without him, and they should be able to cover. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving are built for a game like this. Madison Square Garden, when the lights are on, these guys love a game like this, right? Kyrie and Kevin Durant are going to want to show out. They're going to want to play well. I love their props today as well. I think you can't go wrong taking their overs in pretty much any category: assists, points, rebounds, combos, however you want to do it. Those are great looks today. They're on Kyrie and KD, and I think they're going to get it done. Nets have a ton to play for. They're trying to move up in playoff positioning. They really need to win this game. They don't want to put themselves in any worse of a position that they're already in. They were able to win last night over the Rockets at home, 118-105. And they're just traveling across the river. So I'm not worried about as far as the rust and stuff like that. This game obviously is too big for them. And, they're just traveling from Brooklyn. So it's not like they're traveling cross country back home to play this. And the Nets have also won the last 6 meetings here versus the Knicks as well. Now, a lot of these games have been really close. All of these games have been within 7 points. Now, the 2 games that they played at Madison Square Garden, they won by 5 and by 7. So they still did cover the spread. And in this particular spot, the Nets really should take care of business here. They have to. They're the more talented team. They're the better team by far. They play better on the road against a team that plays worse at home. So, like I said, the Nets should be able to get this done. On the season, Knicks 21st in offensive rating, 12th in defensive rating. Nets 12th in offensive rating, 16th in defensive rating. This is actually over the last 10 games. So, Nets here with a slight edge, particularly on the offensive side, obviously with KD, Kyrie. Kevin Durant could get his own shot anytime he wants, and the Knicks just don't really have anybody that could do that. RJ Barrett would be the closest thing right now, but he's not to the point where we can trust him in that role yet. So, do love it there, guys. For number 3 pick, Brooklyn Nets minus 4.5 spread here versus the New York Knicks at minus 115 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Check out our prize picks link as well and code. Remember, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100 with the prize picks link or the code SFP. Great app, guys. Highly encourage you to check that out. It's a lot of fun to use. Like I said, they cover everything, player props and things like that. I've had a lot of fun using it myself. So be sure to also check out our Straight Fire MVP program as well, guys. Great way to support the channel. Like I said, there's a join button down below for that. And other than that, guys, we want to get back on track today, right? We are still 22-12. During this last little stretch here, but we are 3-7 here recently over our last 10 picks. So we've gotten kind of unlucky the last few days, particularly last night. Really felt bad, just because we were so close on pretty much all of those. We were close on all of those. So, definitely disappointing. But we're gonna get back on track today. We're gonna get this 3-0. May also have an added play later in the day. Not sure yet. Right now I'm leaning towards no, but you never know. I may feel inspired to add another pick if I see something I really like. So appreciate y'all here at the channel. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow. Peace out.